All right, hi everybody. All right, so this is the screen printing demo, how to make a stencil using tape. So I've got a couple different types of tape here. I actually have another roll, let me get it, show that to you as well. All right, I've got this tape. I've got 4 different kinds of tape. You could use masking tape, that's like this. This is masking tape, and this is like painter's tape. Then I have some packaging tape. And I also have this kind of skinny tape that I got from Uline. I need to get some more of it. So if I use this, I can make a stencil on my screen to make a pattern, to make an image, to make a design. So if I wanted to use this skinny tape, what I would do is I would just start putting it on the screen. And I could start making an image. Now, the thing you have to remember is that this image is going to be the opposite of what I'm seeing. So even though I have black lines here, right, in the shape of a pyramid, it's going to print white. Now all this stuff here, this yellow, this yellow, this yellow, this yellow, this yellow is going to print. So I have to like deal with that. And there's a couple different ways I can deal with what they call all this open screen. So I could just start to fill up the space with more information, almost out of this black tapes. And, all right, so let's do like this. I'm having to work backwards, I kind of like it. Let's do that, there we go. Like that. So I'm gonna tear this out. The cool thing about this tape is that you can tear it pretty easily. All right, isn't that cool? All right, I'm gonna make another one. You gotta have 3 pyramids, right? Make it work, be like Egypt. Now, the other thing you want to be careful of is you don't want to get too close to the edge, because one of the things about getting too close to the edge is that your squeegee, when we go to print next week, probably next Thursday, maybe next weekend, so I'm going to show you guys how, first we have to make images, is that we don't want to get off to the edge. You want to kind of give yourself some space. So like I was saying, the problem before is that all these yellow areas are going to print. So if I was to print this, all this rectangle would print, and this would just be white lines. And we'll use this screen as a demo next week. So what you can then do is come in with some tape like this, and we have the brown tape in the studio that you guys can use. It's in the cabinet against the far wall. So if I come in here now and I tape off this image, now it's clear tape, so it's going to be harder to see. Like that. Okay, so you put this clear tape down. What this does, or you could use the brown tape, and I'll use the blue tape so it shows up, but I just want to show you can use different tapes. And what this is doing is this is creating a mask out here so the ink won't go here. So I'll cover it all up. I could even cover it with a painter's tape. Tape's expensive, but it works good for these kinds of things because it masks the screen really well, and it tears well, and it comes off well. It's important you go all the way to the edges with it. I also have, because then your ink won't go out the edges, so we'll go here too. So like I said, you can use all one tape. I'm just doing this to show you that you can use a range of tapes, whatever you have available. So this is a classic way of making a stencil on a screen, is using tape. Sorry, this one's kind of wobbly. I'll slow it down. Okay, there we go. Then we'll do a couple here. I'll try not to make the table wobble. My table's wobbling. I need to put my, all right, tripod on a different thing. So now I've masked off my screen. I need to go a little farther because this part of the screen could still get ink on it. Now I have an area that this is just going to be my print. So all of this would be white and this would be a color. So it's kind of like your linoleum blocks. Like you'd get this really distinct white line with a color or a black and white. However, if I wanted to, I could get a little more complicated and fill in some of these so that it's not so harsh. And then I could kind of fake lines there. So these would be black lines or white lines or whatever ink I print. And so I'm kind of mimicking what a line would look like by the space of the tape. So tape is an amazing medium. Like I said, you can use Scotch tape, you can use masking tape, you can use this skinny tape that I buy. I get this off Uline. The problem is you have to buy 12 at a time. It comes in different colors. The color won't really matter. That's the other thing you should recognize, is that the color doesn't really matter. So much, because it's going to just, the ink's going to, this is going to be the stencil. Now the background will print solid and these will print shapes inside. I also have different size tape that gets different widths of things, so I could come in here and create kind of an interesting sky that's made out of lines as well. So I like to keep the space here to be similar. If you want a harder edge, you could cut it with a razor blade before you put it down. I don't mind the tear myself, or an X-Acto blade. I kind of like the torn look. Maybe because I'm a little more lazy or something, I don't know. So just keep doing this. And then we'll use this screen as a demo next week, so you can see how it prints. And we can all take turns printing it. So if you wanted to make your screen with tape on it, Damon's gonna put your name on your screen in the studio like we talked about in class today. But this is one way you could work, is with tape. And what I like about tape is it's quick. Quick, it's efficient, it's not messy. I'll be showing you some other things that could work. But this is an efficient way to do it. And you just kind of make your image on the spot. And then you go to print it and you see what you get. So that's a really fast way to make a screen. So this is the video on how to use tape. So remember, I used masking tape. You can use painter's tape. You can use skinny tape if you can find it. And then you can use packaging tape. And you know, some people even take packaging tape and you could cut it into shapes, right? Like, I'll cut a shape here off camera. Make a shape. So I just made a shape out of the tape, and I could maybe put that down here and make an interesting kind of shape, and that will print as well. So this is very much masking off your screen in like a way that you would with a stencil. So the next video I'm going to do a cut paper stencil to show you how that works.